Hello my lovely Cancerians, welcome to your May 2020 reading. This is a general reading for you Cancerians. It's a reading for Cancer Sun, Rising and Moon sign. Also listen to your rising sign and moon sign. Some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. So have a listen to that as well. These are general readings. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can follow the link below to my website and book a reading from there. I'd like to say, I hope that you're all healthy and safe and maintaining your optimism. This too will pass in our movement globally out of this COVID-19. So I wish you all well, and I hope you are all well. I'd like to thank you for liking, for sharing, subscribing and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate that. Make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I post new videos for you. Let's have a look at what is in store for you for the month of May. What I am hearing here with my guides is that there is change afoot for you, my lovely Cancerians. There is change afoot. There's change. It's almost like there's this forward movement. There's this evolution of who you are and what you're seeking and what you want to do. So I feel like it's a really good thing. It's about losing the resistance and just going with the flow and seeing what unfolds. I want to say to you what I'm being told here is it's like Christmas. It's like unpacking or unwrapping these surprises that the universe has in store for you, but it's about you being aware enough to see what's there for you, what opportunities are there for you to unpack and to bring into your reality. So that's going to be an interesting thing for May. I feel like you're coming from a past, a history, you know, the last few months of things seemingly crumbling, things falling away, things not lasting, things that you know you were hoping would continue and they just didn't. It just crumbled. Things just kept falling apart. That was a natural evolution. Anything that has moved out of your life, anything that hasn't worked that you wanted to make plans about, that's all been there for a purpose. There's been a reason behind it. If you don't quite understand why at the moment, you will as time goes on, as it evolves. But there's a natural falling away, clearing of things that are not necessary for you to carry into your future. And so if it's caused some angst, if it's caused some pain, understand that you will work out the reason why things have come to an end. Certain things have come to an end or a close in your life. That's very much what I'm getting for you. So it's about releasing that and knowing that you will be aware of why that happened. You look back and go, oh, I get it. I know why that's happened. Because it's taking you to somewhere new. It's taking you, it's a forward movement for you. First card I get for you for May is the Moon card, which is interesting. You know, the Moon, that's very much Cancerian. That's very much your card. That's very much the shadow. Look, you know, the still waters run deep. What's going on behind the scenes? What's going on? What are your deep desires? What are your dreams? What are you wanting to bring to the surface? Things that you've had hidden, but it's now time to bring it to the light, bring it out, bring it to, you know, bring it to the surface. So there's a lot of inner thinking, inner thoughts, hidden things, you know, that you've kept hidden, that you've been processing secretly for yourself. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with you, my Cancerians. There's a lot being processed, a lot being thought about that possibly people aren't aware of in your reality or your family or in your environment. They don't really know how deep that goes, how deep that desire for change goes, because you project to the outer world a different you. They don't really know what what makes you tick, what are your inner workings. You're projecting out something very, very different. It's like the moon, you know, the moon looks really bright. Oh wow, you know, people say, isn't the moon bright? The moon doesn't have any light. It reflects light from the sun. So it's a bit deceiving like that. You think, oh yeah, isn't that bright? But it's not really. And so it's a bit like you of, oh, isn't he happy, or isn't he, you know, or she, you know, projecting these certain things outwardly, but inwardly it's a very different story. There's a lot of depth there, a lot of processing there. So you're going to be doing a lot of processing in May, a lot of thinking in May that people not necessarily going to be aware of. You've also got the Queen of Cups crossing you. Now, for many of you, this can be male or female. It's someone that is very much in your sphere, very much a big influence for you, Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, male or female, that is having quite a big impact on you. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you're going, you're introspective, and you're doing a lot of thinking, a lot of processing inwardly. But this person seems to have a lot of influence over you, a lot of they seem to be impacting on what's going on around you hugely. And so that maybe is what's causing you to be introspective more. For some of you, this is actually you, and this is you, male or female. It's about you coming into your own, really you being very like a water sign, very watery, very emotional, very secretive, very, you know, still waters run deep, as I said. So I feel like your qualities are really going to be magnified in May. The Cancerian qualities are going to be magnified, and that's part of withdrawing back into your shell and processing things. There's something that I feel like a lot of you want to say, not quite sure yet how you're going to say it or when you're going to say it. What news are you going to break out to someone? What news are you going to bring? What information are you going to give out to someone or a group or an organization? You're not quite sure how you're going to say that yet. You're processing all of that. That's for some of you. That's for some of you. It's also about your relationship with people, relationship with your partner, relationship with someone significant in your life. It's for some of you, it's a reconnection, it's a building, it's a strengthening of that relationship. For others of you, there's a desire to build connections and relationships with someone or a group of people. This is the Destiny card. This is a card of connections with people that are meant to cross your path. And that can be a significant other, or it can be friendships, it can be an organisation, it can be a calling in life, but it's the card of destiny. And there's something here. There's something big here that you're contemplating, Cancerians. There's something big that you're contemplating. There's something big that you want to put in place. And it is going to give you the results that you seek. It's interesting because all the beginning of May, it's all very water sign. It's all water signs. It's all water elements, which means your intuition. It means, you know, your emotions. It means you're really going deep and really processing. But why are you processing it? It's going to come out in your reality as there's got to be a turning point here. May is going to be a real turning point for you, Cancer. It's going to be a real looking at things very, very differently, to relationships, to work, to business, to how you work, to you, to how you're projecting yourself out to the public, to the wider world. It's going to be different for each of you, but there's a whole new start coming up here. But it's something that you've been mulling over, something that you've been processing, and it's about timing for you. It's about when do I come out with what I need to say or the changes that I need to make. But there is a turning point here. There's a new beginning coming up for you. It can also be a new beginning as far as a relationship goes. A strengthening of that relationship. A differing of that relationship, a new, totally new relationship. Could be an online relationship if you're in isolation that you're building with someone. It's going to be so different, but it's this new emotional platform that you're moving to, which is really interesting. It's an interesting choice of words that they're using. So then, as we move along, it's just interesting, so many water signs. You've got the High Priestess. This is the card of spiritual connection, communicating with your guides, with your angels, with God, with whatever it is for you. It doesn't matter. It all comes from the same place. We just as humans label it differently. But it's about your inner self. It's about your intuition. It's about your gut. It's about really following your gut instinct. It's about really following your intuition. That's going to be so important here. It's going to be, allow it to come to the fore. Your dream life is going to be really active. Messages are going to come to you. You're going to have inspirational thoughts. There's a real dealing here with your guides, with spirit, with the universe, with whatever it is you want to call it, with God. You're going to get inspirational thought. There's going to be connections and messages coming through your dreams. You're just going to have this sense of knowing. You're just going, and so make sure you follow that. It's when you don't listen to that inner voice that you will go wrong. So this is a month of really connecting with that, meditating, contemplating. If you don't meditate, sort of just be reflective. Think about things, process, really check in with your inner voice and see what is being said there, what guidance you're being given. Because there's so much water, there's so much emotion. That's how we manifest, via our emotions. That's how we connect with our guides and with spirit and with angels, through our emotional self, not through our mind. It's through our heart chakra, and that's what you're going to really feel like you need, that time of reflection, that time of connection. Be mindful of your dreams. Have a dream journal. Write down what's coming through. Write down your thoughts, because there's going to be a lot of guidance that's going to come through for you in May. It's a really dynamic time. It's a really dynamic time. You've got the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords is about, what's your anxiety? You're at a point where you can really manifest in May, and like energy attracts like energy. If you're going to be full of anxiety and fear and dread and negativity, negative self-talk, that's what you're going to create in your reality, very simply. That's not what we want to create. That's not what I want for you. What you need to do is you need to keep your anxiety in check. Keep it real. Anxiety is fear of the future. So live in the now and really think about what it is you want to put in place now. What is it that you want to achieve now? Now everything's okay. Today everything's okay. Don't race ahead and create obstacles that may never happen. But by living in that negativity, the universe is going to go, oh, okay, they want more of that, and you're going to get more of that. So turn that around. Talk to people. Don't be too self-introspective, but really talk about your fears. Get it out there, really, because when you start to talk about it, it diminishes them. So keep your thoughts positive. Keep your fears in check. That's negativity and fear. Okay, so make sure that you reason with yourself, write things out, because it's going to really diffuse a lot of that anxiety if it's there, and turn it around and be positive and be optimistic, because that's what you're going to create. Remember that in May there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of manifestation, there's a lot of connection with spirit here, and they are there to help you. Ask them for assistance, ask for guidance, ask for help. Again, here you've got the Hermit, and the Hermit is about meditation. It's about stillness of the mind, and it's about still the mind, diffuse it. Meditation, stillness of the mind, travel within, get that support within, self-exploration. What do you want to create? Where do you want to be? What new future do you want to create? What are you going to put in place to create a stronger, more secure future for yourself and for your loved ones? There's a lot of thinking here. There's a lot of introspection here. As we get to the end of May, however, it's time to be called to action. You've got the Knight of of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins, and it's about then taking action. Okay, so you've done all that thought, you've done all that introspection, you've done all that journaling, you've done all that, you've had that guidance. How are you going to now, what are you going to do practically with it? So by the end of May, it's time to be earthed. It's time to come out and smell the roses and take things and start doing something with your plans, doing something with the new direction you are choosing to be on. And nights are about action. Nights are about bravery. Nights are about taking those initial steps to put things in place that are going to give you the abundance and the future that you're seeking. That is there for you, and you're going to feel really confident about that as you come to the end of May. And that's going to take you to June, July, which are going to be really powerful months for you as well. So, you know, once you've done all this introspection, you're moving on. They're going to be really strong months for you. Seeing May out, you've got the Knight of Swords, and this is about, okay, so what have I learned? What skills do I have? What new knowledge do I have? It's about thinking about your processes, but not just thinking about it and doing nothing with it. It's about being brave enough, don your armor, and start putting things into practice. Start putting things in place to really give you the future that you're seeking. So it's about being brave enough to change your future, to put new things in place. There's ideas that you have that are really going to be successful for you, are really going to take you down the path that you think they're going to take you down. So put those in place. It's a call to action. Last week of May is a call to action. Enough introspection, enough reflection, enough do all of that. First 3 weeks, the last week of May, it's let's move this forward. Let's get going with my plans and with what my thoughts are. So positive. I like that. It's time now to draw from the Angels of Abundance to see, oh gosh, that's just fallen out, hasn't it? The Angels of Abundance. Let's summarize your month. What words of advice? Oh, well, there you go. Dreams of abundance, and that's your first 3 weeks or so of May, where you're dreaming about what you want to create, dreaming about what reality you want and what you want to bring into your reality. There's all of that dreaming of all of that. Let's see what it says. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Which is what I said, journaling, 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 write it down. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal. Oh, well, there you go. Because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. So if that doesn't summarize really well what I've been talking about for you in May, wow, you know, I love these cards. They just summarize it so well for you. So there you go. Now I'm going to draw a card from Dreams of Gaia, and I'll show you this because it's absolutely beautiful. These tarots are just absolutely gorgeous. The Dreams of Gaia, because, you know, what we're undergoing at the moment is a global thing. It's Mother Earth sending us all to our room and to reflect, because we've been naughty. We have not been treating her well. But she's always full of love and very forgiving. And so I thought I'd draw a card out of this deck to see what is there for you, what's being said for you. Oh, there we go. Let's see what's being said for you. Okay. Emotion and intellect. And it's about... This is a water sign. This is a water card. This represents water. This triangle here is water. And it's about water. So this is your element. This is your element, Cancerians. And it's exactly what we've been talking about. So the first part of May is going to be about emotional connection. You've got a lot of cups and you know, there's an emotional connection there. It's about emotionally connecting to your intuition, emotionally connecting to your guides, to spirit, to the universe, to God, whatever it is you want to call it, connecting to that source, and journaling your ideas and your inspirations that you're being given. But then by the end of May, it's time to tap into the intellect and start putting those things into action. Start bringing them into your reality and start acting on them. So there's a balance there. It's not about being emotional all the time, and it's not about living in your mind and all the time and being, you know, your intellect all the time. It's about finding that balance, using your emotions when it's called for to get that information from your guides in the universe, but then applying it intellectually to bring it into the reality, to ground it, which is what the knights do in your spread, and act on it. So it's finding that balance. How beautiful is that? So you've been given some very good words of wisdom here, some pearls of wisdom to help you through the month of May. I wish you many, many blessings. I wish you health, safety, joy, and prosperity. Lay those plans down, my lovely Cancerians. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can follow the link below to my website and book a private reading or a personal reading from there. I wish you many, many blessings.